So before I saw Fantastic Four in the theaters, there was this PSA hosted by Liam Neeson. It was almost like a Save the Endangered Species ad, only it was about saving the future of comedies in movie theaters. And it was showing like a compilation of great comedy films that have came out in the last 25 years or so. And it got me thinking about a bygone era comedies in the movie theaters are. For the longest, they've just gone straight to streaming, but there is something about that communal experience of getting together with people in a movie theater to share a laugh, and I started getting sentimental. And it was really effective. It was actually a preview for Naked Gun, and I was walking out of that movie theater that day like, you know what? I am gonna save comedy. I'm gonna get my ticket and I'm gonna go see Naked Gun.
Nobody messes with Police Squad.
My name is Jeremy Branch, and I'm here on behalf of Holden and Hardman to share my thoughts on Naked Gun. So Naked Gun is kind of a legacy sequel in the same way that I Know What You Did Last Summer was, which is the last movie that you can see me reviewing here. It's a legacy sequel, but it's not a horror film, which typically a lot of those are. Not Star Wars The Force Awakens, but a lot of the other ones have tended to be in the horror genre. If you're watching Holden and Jen's channel, then you know that they're working their way through the Scary Movie series right now, and that is a spoof of the horror genre, where spoofs were kind of a subgenre in themselves for a long time. It started with movies like Airplane and then Naked Gun, which starred Leslie Nielsen. The Wayans brothers kind of carried the torch with the Scary Movie franchise, but even by then it had kind of started to dissolve into the ether. Like audiences maybe moved on or got too sophisticated or whatever. So they've all but disappeared from the zeitgeist. To be honest, I was never like a huge fan of the spoof genre. That said, I've seen most of those movies and I had a good laugh watching them, but I'm not like a diehard fan of movies like Spaceballs and things like that. So I didn't have much expectation going into Naked Gun, but I did like the idea of saving comedy and going in there and just having a good time with an audience full of people who were there for a silly time. And this movie delivers.
Once you kill a man for revenge, there's no going back. A voice in your head sang over and over, "That was awesome."
It's directed by Akiva Schaffer, who is a legend in his own right. He's one of the members of Lonely Island, and he directed Pop Star Never Stop Stopping, which is very, very funny. Came out a couple of years ago. I was a big fan of that. So if there was anybody that was gonna be perfect for the job, he's the dude, and he really gets the assignment. It stars Liam Neeson, taking over as Frank Drebin Jr., the son of Leslie Nielsen's Frank Drebin in the original trilogy. It stars Pam Anderson, Paul Walter Hauser, Danny Houston, Kevin Durand, Busta Rhymes has a cameo in it, and it's a spoof of the cop genre. Think movies like, I don't know, Lethal Weapon and many others of that era. A genre that's pretty much all but disappeared at this point. And when I do movie reviews, a lot of times I like to talk about the technical aspects and the character arcs and all of these things that I look for as metrics of what makes a good movie. With this, it's a little tough because everything is just in service of some dumb joke. And if you can get on the right frequency, you're gonna really enjoy this movie. But you know, if you said that this is like lowest common denominator comedy and that it's stupid or juvenile, you would be right too. I was dying laughing from beginning to end. I was absolutely hysterical, crying, tears coming down my face. And my wife was just pretty stoic through the whole thing. She wasn't really into it. She didn't like Austin Powers and movies like that. And I get it, they're not for everybody. That's probably why they're not around like they used to be. But for me, as far as like how many punches were thrown versus how many it landed, I thought the average was pretty freaking good. But there's not like a defined arc. Like Frank Drebin doesn't have some moment of growth in the movie. There's not a real strong story that it's all hinged upon. But as far as like technical aspects, like the performances, they're what they're supposed to be. They're not gonna win any awards for them, but they do what they're supposed to do, and they do it well, and seem to be having a lot of fun doing it. It was nice to see Pam Anderson just being silly in a role. And there's a scene where she's in a jazz club doing scatting. I'm sure it's like improvised and they just let the cameras roll, and it's sweet. I really enjoyed it. I got a big kick out of that. I don't want to get into spoilers, but there were a couple of moments that I was just like, this is the dumbest and funniest thing I've ever seen. Like one gag involving a dash cam. It's like an extended sequence that just escalates and escalates, and I am beside myself, just tears running down my face, holding my stomach, just cracking up. It was so funny. And then there's another scene, it's crazy. Liam Neeson and Pam Anderson's character, they like go off to some cabin for a retreat where they're like falling in love. And in the montage, they do a seance, and I don't want to give away what happens, but everything that follows it is just so absurd and so insane that I loved it. It's random, and it is just above all else really, really silly. The fact that Liam Neeson's like a well-known action star, you know, late in his career, makes him the perfect guy to play this role because he's kind of playing it straight, and he's somebody that you know as being a very stoic character. So when he does a lot of these jokes, you're just like, man, he's got the low gravelly voice. It's perfect in its absurdity. I came away having had a really good time. It's about an hour and 25 minutes long, and it's just joke after joke after joke. And no, not all of them land. I definitely don't think that every single thing that happens in it is funny, but the funniest moments are hilarious, and the jokes that don't quite land, they move past it so fast that you don't really have time to linger on it. So ultimately, I went into a movie to laugh, to have a good time collectively with a group of people. Maybe I'm just getting soft in my old age because I feel like I've been enjoying everything lately, kind of on its own terms. And this, like I said, if you can get yourself adjusted to the pacing and the style of humor that it is, you're gonna really enjoy yourself. If you've watched spoof movies and you love them, I think this is towards the top of the list of really good ones, because like it's smart in its stupidity. And if you don't like spoof movies, this would probably be the one that would either win you over or let you know that this genre just isn't for you. Yeah, I had a blast with it. On a scale of 1 to 5, I'm giving Naked Gun a 3 out of 5. But those are just my thoughts on it. I would actually love to hear from you. Have you seen the movie? Are you looking forward to maybe going and checking it out? If so, let us know down in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, click the thumbs up button. It really helps out. Make sure you're subscribed to Holden and Jen Hardman here on YouTube so you can stay up to date with all of their content. And if you want to check out what I'm doing, head over and look for Jeremy Branch on YouTube. I've got some new content up over there as well. Thank you all so much for stopping by and checking out the video. Until next time, back to your regularly scheduled Holden and Jen Hardman content.